What's going on, guys, and welcome to another video for Nioh 2. Now in this how-to video I'm going to be showing you how to defeat Shuten Doji, or at least giving you some tips that I learned after defeating him. Now first, before we get into the tips, I just want to point out how much of a sloppy drunk yokai this is. Okay, Shuten Doji is I'm guessing addicted to sake in some way. You know, I won't knock him for that, but most of the fight, if you notice, he's going to be basically doing what we all know as the drunken master type fighting. Okay, so one of the first things I want to point out about this fight is that you're really going to be trying to evade and dodge and keep your distance, and then when he does a move and you notice that obviously he misses, you want to follow up with an attack, whether he's spitting out fire, whether he's trying to jump in the air and hit you with this gigantic again, the point is to dodge his attacks, chip off his health, and then retreat to a safe distance. Okay, so for number 2, by the way, if you didn't notice, the room is full of crystals. These crystals, if you can get Shuten Doji to just hit the crystals, it will do anywhere from 1800 to 2000 damage, which does add up considering that you have around 5 to 7 of them in the room. Again, I wouldn't focus your entire fight on this because you might slip up and then you might get hit and then you might die, right? But if you have the opportunity to do so and you see that you're set up just right, go ahead and do this because again, the whole point is to chip his health away. Okay, so speaking of his drinking problem, you'll notice that once he enters the yokai realm or the dark realm, he will begin to, I guess you can say, spin in circles as he starts to swing his mace around. You'll notice that as he swings his mace around too many times, he will fall and he will get drunk, and it looks like the perfect opportunity to attack, which it is because you can go ahead in there and get a finisher off for that. But with that being said, you have to time it just right because even though he's laying on the ground, he will take his mace and he will swing around, and it does do a lot of damage. So just make sure that you're ready for that and you're aware of that. Okay, so as far as attacks, one of the attacks that I recommend you always try to dodge, make sure that you be aware of this, is when he does 3 to 4 swings consistently. Now, you'll notice that if you're backed into a wall or you're not in the middle, it makes it very hard to dodge all 4. But if you're able to dodge all 4, I definitely recommend following up with some high stance damage because this is the perfect opportunity to do so. Now, another attack that Shuten Doji does is when he jumps up in the air and he tries to slam down on you. Now, this doesn't cover the entire room, so you have quite a bit of space to actually dodge this, but it is the perfect time to again follow up with some high stance attacks. Okay, so as far as burst counters, the perfect time you'll notice is he does 2 special or power moves. The first one is more common, and that's when he spits out fire, kind of like Natsu from Fairy Tail. He's basically going to spit fire and he's going to start from left to right. Now, this is the perfect time to get a burst counter in because you have a lot of time to get in there or dash in there and to get your burst counter in there. You can obviously follow up with some high stance attacks after that, but for the most part, again, make sure that when you're done with your attacks, you just dodge back because he will follow up with some swings. Okay, another attack that I haven't mentioned up to this point is when he swings his hair around. I think he does it 3 or 4 times. You'll notice, but just be careful because the last time that he swings it around, even though it's not a full swing, it'll still do damage, and you can go ahead and dash in there and get your attack on him after he swings his hair. But if you do it too early, you'll definitely catch that 4th one, and it will knock your health down about, halfway. Okay, another important attack that you need to be aware of is when he drinks from his gourd and then he spits out fire into the ground, kind of leaving these like lava pools. There's anywhere from, I don't know, 4 to 5 that are on the ground. Make sure that you're aware of where these are. Usually they won't be around the entire room. They're either on one side or the other side. The important thing is that you don't stand in these because they do a lot of fire damage. Now obviously you could have some type of fire resistant talisman with you or fire resistance with your armor, whatever it may be, but just make sure that you're not standing in these because they will do a lot of damage, and then if you get hit by him, those added together will more than likely kill you. Now, I would recommend that you have a bow and a rifle because he does allow you to keep some distance and do some time between the attacks or when he's trying to attack you. So it gives you the perfect opportunity to get some bow or rifle attacks in. Now, I will say they don't do as much damage as like for say when you were first fighting Tokichiro, but they do just enough to where they add up over time. So you can definitely have those if need be. Alright everybody, so those are my tips and information for defeating Shuten Doji. I don't think he's really too hard. I think the fact that he gives you enough space to run around and fight around it definitely gives you some wiggle room as far as taking him down and getting your hits in. So you should be familiar up to this point, because we've had a couple of other bosses that we've encountered that fight very similar to this. So with that being said, if you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit that like button. Let's go for 10 likes on the video. And if you haven't yet, or you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, and I'll see you next time. Peace.